So today I'll be showing you part of my investment portfolio. I use Trading212, where I invest in a specific number of stocks which I get paid dividends from, and I also dabble in investing in a few stocks according to how I feel the market's going to go. So I had about 5k invested at the end of 2022. Wasn't really focused too much on it, but then at the start of January I thought, okay, let me see how far I can take things. So what I did first, I have something called an investment pie. So that's a group of stocks, and you put money into the pie, and it gets distributed evenly among the stocks within the pie. So the stocks in my pie selection, which I use, all give dividends, which are quarterly payments to the shareholders. But the way I have it set up is usually daily I'll get a small payment from at least one of the companies, which gets reinvested back into the pie. So it's nice to have dividends which you receive almost daily. But the aim is hopefully for these to compound, and it will be quite substantial, I feel, over a long period of time. So I auto invest £50 a day, so that comes automatically out of my account and it goes into the pie. For the month of January, I had about a 2% increase, which is reasonable. You know, it's only been a month. The number will hopefully increase throughout the year. I've received about £21 in dividends so far, which I'm okay with at this stage. If you want to use this trading platform that I'm using, I've included a link in the description below. If you use my link, you'll get some free shares credited to your account, which is pretty cool. And I've also included a link to the pie for the dividends, so you can invest in the same stocks I'm investing in. That'll be a link in the description below. Now let's look at the individual shares which I've invested in. It's the 2nd of February today, so I'm making this video on a day where the stock market's doing fantastically well. So be aware that all these figures all look very positive, but it doesn't always look like this. So I bought about 250 shares of SoFi when it was around $4, and that's seen a 66% increase since. I bought SoFi when it was around $4. It had lost around 80% of its value since its last market high. The price to book ratio, a quick rule of thumb is that if that price to book ratio is under 1, it's generally considered to be a good investment. So from my research, SoFi was a fantastic stock to get into. It, in fact, is the majority of my portfolio is SoFi at this stage. At the time of investing, it was around, the price to book ratio was about 0.79. Plus, with SoFi's reputation, their brand awareness, you know, they have their own stadium. It was generally a no-brainer for me to invest in. So that did fantastically well so far. It's seen a 66% increase. The next well-performing stock was Tesla. So it crashed down to about $109 at the end of the year. So far, my investment has increased about 47%, giving me about $165 of profit. Meta is another stock which is performing very well. Bought it just after its recent crash. I didn't manage to get it at its lowest amount. I bought it at around $130. So my investment so far for the month of January has seen about a 35% increase. And other mentions, Greg's has gone up about 34%, and Google Alphabet Class C by around 20%. So those are the main ones which have done very well for the month of January. To be honest, as I've said, when making the video, everything looks like it's going very well. In the middle of January, there were a lot more red figures indicating some losses. But my position is that I tend to not look at daily prices. I'm generally bullish long term, and I invest in companies which I feel will be secure investments. So this is January's video. I'll include some stock breakdowns in later videos. I'm just going to document this section of my portfolio frequently over the year, and we'll see how things look in January 2024.